Flush the Format Friday in the Playhouse, 194, 621 in the morning. And last week, we talked about your pay it forward story, that time that either you paid it forward to somebody and you just felt like you were putting some good energy out in the world. Maybe you received a pay it forward. Were you part of a chain? Were you trying to start the chain? You ended the chain. When did you give or receive, or maybe both, a pay it forward experience?
So what happened was I had given my couch to a good friend of mine, and he stayed with me for 3 weeks when his girlfriend kicked him out. And then, this was about 6 months ago, I got evicted, and he opened his doors for me.
Well, that is nice. And in a weird way, you took your couch with you.
Yeah, I still took my couch with me that he slept on and brought it to his place as a memento. He slept on a very small couch, too, so...
Okay, so it was a very tiny couch. Well, that's good. That helps.
It just sounds like this couch is just traveling all around.
It's what were you talking about the other day? The sisterhood of the traveling pants and lingerie.
Yeah.
This is the brotherhood of the traveling
Couch.
That works. I like it. We've seen some pay it forward experiences.
Yeah, someone said just yesterday at the grocery store, I let this person who only had 2 items, I let him cut me in line, and I felt like I did such a good deed. And someone else said, I always feel like I pay it forward just by holding the door open for everyone.
Pay it forward. You ever give, receive, both?
Yeah, so I work in music, and, it's hard to get representation with music. So one of my friends, actually, I met her through a mutual friend, and she just completely sat down with me, gave me advice, and actually, helped me design cover letters to send out to labels and agents and representation. So now, kind of I don't know, to get a little spiritual, I just feel like I should give back to the universe in the same way, and hopefully a little bit of my time can help somebody else get their stuff straightened out and set up for the next few years.
Well, that's pretty cool. That is cool. We also work in music. Kind of. Some pay it forwards there, ABK.
Yeah, someone said, it was a couple weeks ago, I was traveling at an airport, and I used one of the massage chairs. It was nice just to have a little break and relax. Well, I ended up leaving a couple of dollars, so someone else can just sit there, have a nice massage, and relax, because it can get a little stressful at the airport.
When did you have kind of a pay it forward experience? Either you paid it forward to somebody, you're part of a chain, or you knew somebody who's paying it forward to you. 237, it's text 35270, your pay it forward story on this Flush the Format Friday. Maria Santana, 194. Playhouse 194, Flush the Format Friday when you're part of a pay it forward. Hello.
So my neighbor is an angel, my next door neighbor. My husband is part of the military, and he was going to be deployed. So my neighbor volunteered to babysit the kids right before he was leaving, so we could have some time to ourselves.
That's really nice.
And not have to think about anything for just a moment and just be together. Marianne, you are the best. You have taught me so much about giving and being there for each other as a community.
I love that you got a little shout out in there, too. Marianne, you the best.
We salute you.
Pay it forward when either you were part of one, like you gave the pay it forward, you're part of the chain, or maybe you yourself received somebody's pay it forward. What are we seeing there, Amy K?
Someone said at the gas station this morning, someone tried using a coupon to buy a couple pops, but the coupon was expired, and she just started fumbling around in her purse. I ended up offering to pay for them. I said, just put it with my stuff. I want to say it was because I was paying it forward, but reality, it was just because it was taking too long. But it was a pay it forward. Someone said, not me, but my friend was driving over the summer with her 4 young kids on a mini road trip. She's a single mom, stopped at a gas station for some food and gas. And there was an older gentleman that noticed she had not 1 but 2 flat tires. She really didn't have money to get those tires fixed, and she was genuinely concerned about how she was going to afford them. The guy ended up helping her go to the mechanic and paid for the tires. She was so happy. She asked the man if she could have his address so she'd be able to pay him back, and he said no. Save that money and spend it on yourself and the kids.
Now, every now and then, there's those good humans putting some positive energy into the universe, just trying to pay it forward. When were you part of something like this?
I have the best thing happen to me the other day. I always go and get a massage, and it was just, I was really, really, really stressed out, and I get in, I'm all set for my massage, and then masseuse tells me that the girl that was there before me just paid for my massage.
That's nice.
Get out of here. You hear about the Starbucks pay it forwards?
Mm-hmm.
That's the line I want to be in.
The massage. Well, you don't want to pay for the next massage.
Okay,
That's
that's
expensive.
true. I don't want to have to pay for the next one, but I would like to go get a massage and then for them to be like, and it's already been paid for.
I would feel like I was part of some sting operation. I'd be like, oh, what kind of weird
Am I
massage
on
place
punks?
is this? What's happening? Just humans putting some good energy out there. Grab a few more of these pay it forwards. 237, it's text 35270. What were you part of the chain? Maybe you started it. Maybe you finished it. T-Swift, Flush Format Friday.
I had a friend that literally had an old school loan, a college loan, that he'd been getting letters about, and he's newly married. He's got his second kid on the way, and they were just in a tough spot. And it wasn't that much money. It was $2,000.
Yeah.
And I just said, look, I'll pay this to get it off your back, and I don't ever want to hear another word about it, and consider it my investment in your family and your future.
So you paid that bill for him.
I did. I paid $2,000 and said, you educated yourself and put yourself in a good position. You shouldn't be penalized for that. And I said, I paid mine off. I'll be willing to pay that off, and I did.
Nicely done. Good. That was very kind. Pay it forward, putting some good energy into the universe. Maybe you receive that energy. Maybe you put it out. Maybe you're on both ends of it. What are you seeing there, Amy K?
Someone said, last summer I went to Michigan to visit my sister, and we went to this pizza place, and they have a Slice It Forward program where you can buy a slice, and then they put it up on a board, and someone else can use it. It's kind of like a coupon, but you just get a free slice, and I bought 2 free slices for somebody to use.
Makes a guy want a slice of pizzas.
I like that idea. I've seen it on like Facebook and social media of places doing it, but I don't think anyone in our area does anything like that.
Not that I haven't seen anything like that. You do that with everything, though. A sandwich, beer, whatever.
Okay. I would get in on a beer one.
I feel like you'd just be taking the beers.
Yeah, I'll take one of those up there, please. Thank you.
Need that pay it forward emergency beer, please. Pay it forward.
Well, when I was a teenager, young teenager, I needed a blood transfusion and got one that probably saved my life. And so for the past 10 years, I have been running blood drives twice a year.
Well, listen, that's a lot of lives that got impacted off that.
Lots of lives of doing it now for 10 years, twice a year. One donation of blood can save up to 3 people's lives. It's amazing. Yeah. And I've been doing that now for a long time.
Then you're a good guy.
We have a saleswoman, Amber, who works here, and I don't know if it was her mom or her mother-in-law. They had a blood transfusion, and then she said that's what saved her life, and that's how she's really gotten behind donating blood, and she's always the one kind of putting on the blood drives here.
You know people and things they're into, but you don't necessarily know the backstory. I've known that our saleswoman, Amber, is obsessed with blood for years. Obsessed, loves blood.
Blood drives.
I didn't know why. She never bothered to tell me. She never opened up to me. She opened up to you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was
Known her
her
longer.
mom or her mother-in-law. One of them, they had to have a blood transfusion, and she says that's what saved her life. And then she was able to be around for a longer time and meet her children. And so that's why she's so passionate about
Really nice.
getting donations.
Full time I thought she was a vampire.
She was just keeping it for herself.
Well, it turns out she's got a nice emotional reason. Pay it forward.
Let's see, it was like a couple of years ago now. I had a bad car accident, and I was out of work for like almost 4 months. And my uncle really came through for me. He sent me a check for $5,000. I mean, it made such a difference because it was just such a time, I was depressed and I wasn't active. I couldn't really be active, So recently, one of my coworkers was robbed and attacked and hurt,
Oh, geez.
And I've been taking up a collection at work to, try to make his bills a little easier to deal with, and
So you kind of remembered, hey, somebody did good by me. Time to pay it forward.
yeah, just so he knows that we care about him and, we want him, we're just really rooting for him to be fine. And
Listen, we appreciate you calling in. We're going to get a few more of these squeezed in. Hi.
I have a few friends, and we all try to it's like a little admin group, and we all just try to hang in there for each other and work with each other. And I remember this trying time when I was trying to figure out a few things, and I just didn't have a lot of money and a lot of stuff. And her and her mother came through and made sure I had a really wonderful Christmas. And it wasn't a lot of stuff. It was just, a small little box, but I'm about to cry now. But her mother made, food for me and just stuff so that I wouldn't feel alone. And then she went through the whole process of buying small little things that I might need throughout the year, which I have used.
Wow.
And it was such a hard, dark time for me.
Mm-hmm.
And,
listen, I can tell this is a hard story for you to tell, so listen, I appreciate you telling it, and we'll let you go, though, because I can tell you're having a hard time with this. But thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Listen, it's 6:40 in the morning. I've got touched for the day. There's some really nice stories in here.
Yeah, there are. Someone even texted in and said, my dad ended up homeless with his wife and 2 kids, and his boss ended up paying for their hotel for a month and found him a house, then paid their rent for 6 months.
Stories of just regular people putting good vibes in the universe. You got yourself a pay it forward story.
So somebody dropped their wallet one time, and I picked it up and gave it to them. I chased after them, and then it turns out that person knew somebody that I knew and hooked me up with a job through a referral months later.
Cool. He could have been trying to pay you forward his wallet. So.
Just giving you all.
Here you go.
I don't know if it counts as pay it forward, but it's similar to that where I found someone's wallet. It was just on the floor in the bar. I was able to find whose it was. It turned out it was my friend's father.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't that strange? I didn't know. I returned his wallet to him. They were nice. I think he maybe bought Steven and I a beer, and then I later found out it was my friend's dad.
That is super cool. I'd have been kind of disappointed if he didn't at least buy you a beer in that situation.
I think he did. I really don't remember. It was a couple years, 3 years ago maybe, right when Steven and I first started dating.
You're also at the bar, so we're not shocked you don't remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other pay it forwards?
Yeah, someone said every winter my mom and her friends, they always get together for a weekend and they make a bunch of those tie blankets. Then they donate them to the animal shelter and other places around town. And someone else said, I was on the receiving end. Last week, we went out to dinner with the family. At the end of the meal, our server said our bill was taken care of. And she told me they have a regular who does that on occasion. He just pays for the meals for families at the restaurant.
And you're pay it forward. Hello.
Yeah, a lot of grocery stores have the self-checkout stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lady behind me. She had 3 kids. And, I'm swiping my stuff. I only had a few things. And I'm kind of glancing over. And I don't know why I got this vibe that, first off, I got this vibe that she was a really good mother. Her kids were very well behaved. She wasn't wearing a ring. And my heart kind of really went out to her. And it didn't look just by the clothes she was wearing and the clothes her kids were wearing. They didn't have a lot of money. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something nice. And so when I finished swiping my stuff, swiping my groceries, before I swiped my card, I turned to her and I said, ma'am, this one's on me. I said, swipe your stuff, and then I'll put my card through. And she's like, no. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. I feel like I haven't been a good person for a while. I want to do something nice for you. And she insisted on no, and there was people behind her. I said, look, you're holding up the line. Please, and I reached her cart, and I grabbed her loaf of bread, and I swiped it across. I said, good. Now you started. Now you have to finish it. And she was just so thank you. And I said, you know what? Maybe one day you can do something good for somebody else. And like I said, I'm not doing it for you. I want to do something nice for just somebody, not just you. You just happen to be the person. So hopefully she'll reciprocate that to somebody else. Pay it forward, swipe it forward.
I love the aggressive kindness, too, where you, rip the loaf of bread out of the cart like, I'm paying for these groceries.
It's happening, lady.
At some point, you're just like, okay.
Thank you.
And then you go out to the parking lot and you see her to get into, a Maserati. Oh, crap.